Breaking news, this shocking bombshell from Reuters. China's military has been harvesting and collecting DNA from millions of pregnant women in more than 4 dozen countries around the world via a popular prenatal test sold by China's big company. It's called the BGI Group. For reaction, let's welcome back to the show, from House Foreign Affairs, he's Congressman Darrell Issa. Sir, this sounds like a big national security risk. What do you say?
Well, China is a big national security risk, and every product they make has the same capability. If you've got a Wi-Fi or a router or a telephone system made in China, you have to assume that they are harvesting whatever data they want. It's been a national policy. And Liz, particularly, you've got to recognize that unlike the United States or Europe, their military essentially owns any industry they want to own directly or indirectly. So they get a level of cooperation in design and development that allows them to use it as, data harvesting, stealing, or spying tools. And they do all three.
Okay, let's break down what Reuters is reporting. That the BGI Group, this Chinese company, developed the test in collaboration with China's military in order to collect genetic data on the genetic traits of populations from around the globe. Reuters is saying China wants to be on a path to economic and military world dominance, also dominance in pharmaceuticals. Now, Congressman, the Reuters is reporting that China, the BGI Group, is saying, yeah, we are taking this data for our national security and China's defense, and to improve, it's about improving, quote, population quality. What's that about?
Well, it's the scariest possible thing is that improving population quality would eliminate somebody from that wouldn't be considered of quality. And when you look at what happened with COVID-19 and you look at the question of what if the next virus targets specific genetic traits that are found in one country or one people and not another? It is a thing of science fiction, but it's also the thing of science fact. And that's what we're dealing with China, is that nothing is out of the possibility, at least for them to explore on their path to world dominance. Any country that'll build their own islands to take over an ocean has big plans, and their plans have no limit. And this is just another example. But again, Liz, you've got to look at their history of data collection. It is not without a purpose. It always has a purpose.
Well, this puts into new context why China is accused of covering up the origins of the outbreak in Wuhan, and how the Wuhan lab was collaborating with the Chinese military, and also that Dr. Fauci and the NIH was funding the Wuhan lab supervirus research. So the other thing that Reuters is reporting is that, China is using this DNA data bank. They've got the biggest DNA data bank from around the world. They've got in the world, rather. China is running the biggest DNA data bank in the world. And that they're using the DNA that they're harvesting via this prenatal test that the BGI Group sells. That's the Chinese company. It's a popular test too. Maybe they're talking about genetically enhanced soldiers, pathogens that would target Americans or other populations around the world, target the food supply. So what can the U.S. Congress do about this?
Well, I think we have to do what President Trump was doing, and that is treat China as an existential threat, treat them as an evil empire, to paraphrase President Reagan, and recognize that we are in an economic war, but we're also in a war that we have a history on. And the history is that each time we see a new threat, we find out we gave or sold that threat to the Chinese. The communists have said forever that when they hang us, they'll do it with a rope. We sold them. And in this case, buying discounted products by countries all over the world that allowed them to harvest it, that's in addition to the kind of data harvesting, spying they might do by raiding our DNA tranches here. So, yes, they do have the largest,
but,
and they will continue to grow those.
Quickly.
The challenge is they know no limit to what they're willing to do to accomplish their goals.
Okay, but here's the thing. I got to cut in because we're running out of time. The U.S. and the U.K. give their country, the people, they give their DNA. The U.S. and the U.K. gives DNA to China of Americans and of British people. China doesn't allow its Chinese DNA to go out of the country. China has been accused of genocide. And now the Reuters final word, Reuters is reporting that what China could be doing is singling out Tibetans or singling out Uyghurs and their traits and characteristics. Your final word.
That there's nothing scarier than a racial purity government, even one that just thinks about it or considers it. But remember, a disease could easily be developed that would only be have immunity by a chosen group or the like. So are we facing that? Yes. And I think after COVID-19, we have to recognize that we cannot take chances with China. We have to have defenses that are affirmative, especially in data.
Congressman Darrell Issa, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you.